Hey guys, let's get more news about Miami Heat, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Jimmy Butler interested in one other team in Eastern Conference? As he prepares for what could be his last dance in Miami, Jimmy Butler may already be exploring his outside options. Brian Lewis of the New York Post reported on Saturday that the Heat star Butler likes the Brooklyn Nets as a potential free agent destination. Lewis notes that Butler can become a free agent in 2025 and has decided not to extend his contract with the Heat ahead of that opt-out. The Nets are in full-on rebuild mode right now, especially after trading away Mikal Bridges to a rival team earlier this summer. But that also means that they will have max-level cap space to utilize, particularly once Ben Simmons comes off their books in 2025. Brooklyn also has a number of quality young players aged 25 and under, including Nicholas Claxton, Cameron Thomas, and Day'Ron Sharpe, to work with. As for the six-time All-Star Butler, 34, he is under contract for $48.8 million next year with a $52.4 million player option for 2025-26 that he can decline to test free agency. The Heat recently took a stance that might indicate their confidence in retaining Butler beyond next season. But if they ultimately fail to do so, the young Nets may be a surprise frontrunner for Butler's services. Miami Heat fans unhappy with latest Jimmy Butler news. Jimmy Butler's future was a topic of heavy discussion earlier this summer. Reports suggested that he wanted a max extension, something that the Miami Heat were not keen to hand him. That inevitably led to exit rumors. Things settled down after a few weeks though, and it looked like Butler had decided to continue in Miami, at least for the 2024-25 season. Now, there is once again speculation about the future of Butler, and what's more, this time a potential destination has been suggested as well, in case he did indeed leave Miami. It looks like Butler is ready to gear up for the Heat in the 24-25 season, but at the same time, he has next summer's potential free agency on his mind too. According to Bleacher Report, per Brian Lewis of the New York Post, Butler likes the Brooklyn Nets and he is inclined to test the market unless he can get a maximum deal from the Heat beforehand. Unsurprisingly, Heat fans were not happy with the news, and they made their feelings clear on social media. Some did not believe that Butler would consider leaving the Heat for the Nets. Others questioned his championship ambitions. Butler has been with the Heat since 2019. In that time, he has guided the franchise to 2 NBA Finals, coming up short on both occasions. On the other hand, the last time the Nets won 50 or more games in a regular season, they were called the New Jersey Nets. Of course, Butler will turn 35 years of age this September and is set to seek his last major contract next summer. Money will talk, as it always does. A move to Brooklyn could make sense at that point. Nothing should ever be ruled out. Could Miami Heat land Hawks All-Star in blockbuster trade? The Atlanta Hawks are in one of the NBA's most awkward positions, which the Miami Heat could take advantage of. Atlanta's front office decided it was time to split up their star backcourt of Trae Young and DeJounte Murray by trading Murray to the New Orleans Pelicans. Who's to say Young isn't next? The Miami Heat don't have a glaring positional weakness and should be exploring upgrades or additional depth alongside Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo, B/R's Greg Swartz wrote. After striking out on Damian Lillard last offseason, the Heat still have a need for an all-star caliber point guard, a role that Young would flourish in. The Hawks hit the jackpot by landing the number 1 pick in the 2024 NBA draft with less than favorable odds, but it wasn't an organization-altering selection. When the Pelicans won the lottery to take Zion Williamson, it instantly bumped them into contention talks. The same cannot be said for Zachary Rizicher. While Rizicher is a promising young piece, he may not convince the Hawks to keep Young around if the right price comes along. And you fan? What do you think of the situation of Trae Young? Leave your opinion in the comments.